how's it going, everyone? This is Ishan with another live stream here, except we're not playing Binding of Isaac today. Instead, what we're doing is ranking the best or best to worst angel items and devil deal items in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. I'm basing this off of how useful they are, how reliable they can win runs. Yeah, it's all based on personal opinions though, and also based off of how someone plays with these items, because, well, everyone has a different way of utilizing these items. And keep in mind, devil deal items are typically more offensive based, and angel deal items, while more rare, are based around your defense and health and everything. I'm doing this off of Twitch, so in case you hear me talking to someone, it's probably someone off of the Twitch chat, in case someone comes by. Otherwise, I'll be posting this on YouTube. Now, all of these, let me scroll up here, and let me F11, make sure nothing's too distracting. So, all of these is ranked from S being the best, the quintessential best item that you can, that you for sure should always get, and it'll instantly win you runs. While F tier is typically where I do not ever pick it up. Even if it's free, I don't ever want it. E tier is like not very good, and D tier is very, very situational in my mind, or not that worth it. C tier are okay items. They have their drawbacks, proceed with caution kind of thing. B tier are good items, not necessarily instant pickup and instant win. A tier and S tier, on the other hand, are the definitely pick up, and S tier being the you should always pick it up, in my mind. In fact, before I start, I may as well just enter these in. We'll do a never pick up. Again, these are all based on my opinions. I don't really care how anyone else views it. Just take it for a grain of salt. These are these are based off of how I play with these items. Proceed with caution. Always pick up, and I don't know, wins runs. Cool. Hopefully this won't go for too long, and we will figure out how good these items are. I did actually post this on Twitter months ago, and I'm pretty sure none of this has really changed a whole lot. But as I go through these items, I'll talk about why I think they're really good. Okay, starting with the Guardian Angel. Yeah, this is the Guardian Angel. I always get mixed up between that and the Sworn Protector. But Guardian Angel, you should always pick up. An orbital that can block shots, and it also speeds up your orbitals as well. Very simple. It does do damage as well, just as you would expect for an orbital. Yeah, it works very well. I think the speed up mechanic also is fantastic for it. Then we got Nun's Habit. Let's see, where did I... Let me see. Nun's Habit. Nun's Habit I put C tier originally. Yeah, and I stick with that. I think Nun's Habit is good. It's not amazing. I think part of it is because it's also a store item. You'll normally pick this up anywhere else. But it's not bad. It recharges. It adds a charge to whatever active item you have whenever you take damage. Of course, if you're picking this up at an Angel deal, you have no active item on you, then it's kind of useless. But it's better than whatever we're going to have in the D, E, and F ranking. The Halo, while it is a boss item, it's still a definite pickup right there because it's in all stats up. It adds +1 to almost everything. I think it does it for shot speed as well. But Halo is definitely an easy item to unlock, and it becomes one of the more reliable boss items to have, because there's nothing wrong with an all stats up, especially. The Holy Grail gives you flight, and it gives you a health up as well. Very standard. I think any item that gives you flight will definitely be high up here as well. And based on this list, it looks like we're starting off with Angel deals, which is fine. And the Holy Mantle. I put this as an A tier item originally. Yeah, I think I'm gonna say still A rank. It's borderline S because it could win runs. You know, if you're really that good at Isaac, you don't have to worry about it. You have it on the Lost already. It's a great item for the Lost. But even for other characters, it still works out very well. The Holy Mantle basically gives you a shield. You don't take damage on your first hit. You're all set. You can take curse rooms for free. It works out very well, and it's considered to be the best, or at least one of the best defensive items you can have. So I feel more content putting it at the A tier. It's all based on skill at that point. If you're really that good with a Holy Mantle, then put it in S tier. But I would say in between A and S. And then Holy Water. I mean, Holy Water is not like the worst thing ever in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. It's not the worst Angel deal item, but you get hit once and you drop a puddle of Holy Water. I'm sure the damage itself does fine, but at that rate I may as well have Aquarius, which is not an Angel deal item, but it is a decently better item. And I wouldn't say never pick up as an F tier item. You know, if it's there, you can pick it up, whatever. There's no harm picking up Holy Water or not. It's just, compared to every other Angel deal item that you'll have, Holy Water is one of the worst, without question. Next we have Lazarus Rags. I put this at C tier originally, but I'll put this as B tier. This is actually, you'll find Lazarus Rags in the Angel deal rooms rather than the Devil deal, because there's another resurrection. There's 2 other resurrection items in the Devil deals, but Lazarus Rags, pretty solid of a resurrection item of an extra life. You know, you die, you get range up, damage up, whatever. I think you get every stat up, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not tiers though. The good thing about Lazarus Rags compared to all the other 1-up items is that if you do die, you resurrect in the exact same spot rather than resurrecting in the room before. So yeah, I say Lazarus Rags is great. Not just good, it's great. The Mind. Alright, this might be a little strange. You got the 3. Wait, where's the other one? Oh, it's right there. I don't know why it's all in the bottom. This might be a little bit weird to put. I'm putting the mine at the very top. It is the quintessential perfect passive Anzus rune. It gives you full mapping. It gives you the map, the compass, and the blue map effect all in one. And the only thing that could hurt you is the Curse of Lost. Curse of the Lost. Like, this speeds up your runs, essentially. You see the item room because of the mine. You go for it, then you go straight to the boss. You go to a shop if you want. You don't have to worry about running into dead ends or anything like that. You see the map, you know where to go. That's why I think that's a huge benefit for the mine. It's the best out of the 3, whatever these are called. In fact, we'll just get this out of the way. The soul I'm putting as always pick up. I think the soul is just as good of a defensive item as the Holy Mantle, because was the other. Okay, I could have sworn Infamy was a Angel Deal item, but I guess not. But not the Holy Grail, the soul, it gives you 2 soul hearts, and it kind of gives you the Infamy effect, where bullets and projectiles will float away from Isaac. So it actually does save you from a lot of that damage. And then as for the body is not great. I put this as D tier originally. I'm going to put it as good because it's not like a huge downside or anything. It just gives you 3 red heart health, and that's it. I personally think it should change itself, give it 2 hearts and a damage up, I guess, but it's an okay item. If you really want red hearts, you can take it. I just don't really see the point in it, and I think it should definitely be reworked on a bit. Dead Sea Scrolls is, in my opinion, the worst Angel Deal item. It's an active item that can copy all the effects or any effect of any other active item that exists. It could be bad, it could be like, Kamikaze, it could be Plan C, it could be something good, but I don't take that risk. It's nice, it's 2 charges. It's way too much of a risk, though. Angel Deals are supposed to be helping you out, and this doesn't sound that good in my opinion. The Miter is a good item. It's nothing huge. Gives you a higher chance of finding soul hearts. It's nothing more than that. And the Relic. It's a great item. The Relic, every 4 rooms you clear, you get a soul heart. So it's reliable in that sense. If you know where the soul hearts will appear, that's where it comes in handy. And I'd say that's better than Miter because at least you can kind of control when you get that soul heart. Rosary is good, nothing amazing. It's essentially soul hearts. It gives you 3 soul hearts when you pick it up. It's basically a soul heart version of the body. And then we come to the almighty Sacred Heart. S tier without a doubt. It lowers your shot speed, but it gives you an insane, I think it increases your damage 5 times. I could be wrong, but it increases your damage is crazy good, and it then also homes in on enemies. It's by far, in my opinion, it is my favorite Angel Deal item. I absolutely love it. And I may as well get this out of the way. Where is it? There it is. Godhead. Godhead also goes in the S tier. They both are very good. I personally think Sacred Heart's better, but Godhead, instead of the tier itself being super powerful, it has the aura around it, and it also has a shot speed down, and I think it also gets uh, homing shots as well. It's just Sacred Heart has powerful tears, while Godhead has a powerful aura around the tears. But yeah, I like definitely. Scapular. I don't typically use Scapular a whole lot. It seems like it's a good item, but it never really benefited me a whole lot since I've had it. It basically, whenever you go down to half a heart, you get a soul heart. That's pretty much it. Most of the time, I already have a whole bunch of soul hearts, or I don't really have a reliable way of removing my red hearts via damage or anything. Yeah, I don't think it works with Devil Deals. It's decent. You know, you'll find it elsewhere besides Angel Rooms. It's all right. The Trinity Shield, putting it at B tier. I think it's a good item. I don't think a lot of people will give it much credit, but it's a shield in front of you. You block shots with it as long as you face in that right direction. Then we got the Wafer. The Wafer I put in the A tier originally, always pick up, but I am putting it in S tier because, especially when you're playing, well, I don't think this matters for. No, I think specifically hard mode and champions, but regardless, you only take half-hearted damage from now on once you pick up the Wafer. It's great going into curse rooms in the 4th chapter. It's great for taking sacrifice rooms, devil beggars, blood banks. You get a cheaper thing out of it. You know, the Wafer's fantastic. Also comes in handy. I think I'm looking at it right now, and I'm making it seem like it's the best defensive item if I'm ranking it higher than the Soul and the Holy Mantle. But to put it this way, whenever you fight Delirium, you know how difficult Delirium is, and you have 12 hearts. Whenever you take a hit from Delirium, it's 1 heart. You only have 12 hits to fight Delirium, but now you multiply that by 2, you get 24 hits by Delirium, the strongest boss in the game. Yeah, I'd say the Wafer's definitely S tier in this raid. It lasts forever. The Holy Mantle only lasts once per room. Now we got the Censor. Censor I am putting... Oh, where did I put it originally? Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, it's always pick up in my mind. It's like the flashlight. Enemies will be slowed down in the light, but for the Censor, projectiles also slow down in the light. It's like a light aura around you. It looks really cool. But again, it's another great defensive item, and it works similarly to the Soul. And the Circle of Lights. This does damage, and I think it has a chance of blocking shots. But that's more like a chance. I'd say it's still a great item, but not as good as the Soul. And what is this? Delirious? Yeah, not good. Not good at all. When I do use it, it does do massive amounts of damage, but the charge is just way too much. It only lasts for that one room. It's such a strange item, but I don't think it's that good at all. Especially for the charges that it gets. Crown of Light, also considered to be one of the best Angel Deal items, period. Whenever you have full red heart HP, your stats are multiplied. Whenever you take a hit, it'll reset to its default stats. But that's all worth it, you know, how good these items are. It's one of the few occasions where you get an Angel Deal item that will increase your damage. So something like that is definitely worth it. Speaking of which, Holy Shots. I love this item. Your tiers have a chance of shooting a holy light shot, and that holy light shot will create the crack the sky effect, where a beam of light will attack that enemy and the enemies around it. Great for multi-fire, great for killing bosses. Fantastic item all around. We got the PJs, an item that you will typically see in the boss room. It gives you 4 soul hearts, and that is putting it 1 step higher from Rosary, because it gives you 1 extra soul heart. Very reliable item. You'll find it at the you'll find it more often in the boss rooms, so I do think, you know, its common rarity is pretty good. Yeah. Alright, this guy, Conception something, Comforting Conception, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this item or its counterpart, Cambodian Conception, and the only reason why I remember this guy's name is because of Lilith's starting item. So for this one, for the angel version, whenever you heal yourself, you have a chance of getting an angel familiar. Whenever you take damage, you have a chance of getting a devil familiar. Both of these, you know, and the familiars are fine, but the process of getting them is not the greatest. And on top of that, instead of having these items, why not just pick up the familiars themselves? The only reason you would pick these items is if you really need that familiar, but I'm pretty sure you can get other items besides that. On top of that, I don't think it would be that bad to pick up, say, Seraphim over this, because you'll get Seraphim rather than you pick this up and you get a chance of getting Seraphim. I don't know. I never understood these items that well. I don't think they're that great. But put it this way, you know, if you see Holy Water or the Angel Conception in the same room, I'm picking the Angel Conception. Alright. Curse of the Tower, not a good item either, but I'm putting it in the D tier because it's really depending on if you have explosion immunity or not. If you do, then it's great. But if you don't, then you just need to make sure you don't take a single hit. Because if you do, you might take another hit. Obviously, the bombs themselves from Curse of the Tower does not stack with another Curse of the Tower effect. So yeah. Now we got Seraphim. Seraphim I put in the A tier. I think I'm sticking... I'm not going to stick with it. I'm going to put it down to the B tier. But it's still a great item. I know that's the point of the B tier, right? The reason why is mainly because it's a standard shot or anything. It's better than most familiars out there. But Seraphim basically shoots Sacred Heart tears in a slower pace and not as strong. But it does good damage. It definitely helps out with your DPS, especially if you find it as an early item room item, because it could be found in the item room. Yeah. Alright. I forgot what this item's called. It's a sword. I know it has like an interesting name. Oh, the Spear of Destiny, I think it was. So the Spear of Destiny, I'm putting it here. It's not that great of an item. You pointed out, if you have the shield, the Trinity shield, maybe it's cool. But you pointed out you deal chip damage, and you also have a chance of getting a fear effect on there. It's alright. It's no, I take it back. It's not that great because you're also coming into contact really close with these with the enemies. At that point, I'd rather have the familiar, something like Guardian Angel. So yeah, Sworn Protector, I'm putting in the same spot as Guardian Angel. They both do practically the same thing. Um, it's just that I think Guardian Angel has a chance of reflecting shots. I could be wrong about that though. Regardless, I always think these two are very good. Or Storm Protector has a chance of it, not Guardian Angel. Seven Seals. This is going to be really controversial. No, it's not. So I originally put this in the C tier. I'm going to put it down a D tier because especially the fact that I recently just had a stream where I came across Seven Seals and I said proceed with caution. I stand by that. It's still a really good item, but I have to say proceed with caution. You know what? I'm going to stick with what I had. I think it's a good item. Definitely underrated. It summons the 4 horsemen or the 4 harbingers, and they summon flies. The reason why you have to be cautious about it is because of the war harbinger. He will spawn war flies, and war flies can do exploding damage, and that means it could hurt you. If you keep your distance, you'll be fine. If you know what the war fly is, you'll be fine. That's why I don't think it's that bad of an item. Yeah, it sucks to have items that hurt you, but it's 4 harbingers, and you have 1 of 4 chance of getting that harbinger to hurt you, and on top of that, you have a chance of avoiding that damage entirely by just keeping your distance. It's not that bad. I still keep it out of caution, but it's not bad at all. It's definitely not D tier. It's definitely better than Curse of the Tower. Alright. Angelic Prism. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. It looks really cool. You shoot tears into it, and it will make a colorful spread shot. It doesn't increase the damage. It just increases the range, the spread, and the coverage. That's why it's just good. And on top of that, it's an orbital. Not in the sense that it does damage itself, but it just spins around Isaac. Alright. Got Eden Soul. Eden Soul is like a mystery gift. Except it gives you 2 items rather than 1. It's like mystery gift in the fact that you use it in the room, and it'll spawn the item pool of that room. So you use Eden Soul in a devil room for some reason, you'll get 2 devil items. In that sense, that's pretty good. The reason why I can't put it any higher is because it's the amount of charges that you have to get is insane. It's not easy to use Eden Soul. It's not easy to pick up Eden Soul and immediately use it in the same angel room, because it's going to start at a 0 charge and you have to charge it up. So that's why it's slightly difficult to do that. Still pretty good otherwise. Next up, got Duality. I'm putting it in always pick up. I originally had it in S tier. That's a mistake. But Duality, whenever you pick this up, you have both the angel and devil rooms will appear, and you could choose which one you could do, which one you can enter while the other one disappears. That's basically it. Very solid item. I like it a lot. It helps you depend on if you need more offense or defense. Yeah. It also helps the fact that you can start with a devil deal, but also continue the run with angel deals. All right. The Eucharist. And you know what? Let's just put it here. Goat Head. Both of these do the same thing. Different properties though. You pick Goat Head up, you'll get 100% devil deals in the rest of your run. You pick up Eucharist, you get 100% angel deals in the rest of the run. I think if you have both of these, which I don't think that could be possible. It might be. If you get both of these, angel deals will appear instead of devil deals. But regardless, you'll always get those chances of getting really good items. Glyph of Balance, it's a weird item. I'm picking at Proceed with Caution because it does affect how you run. how you play the run. Basically, it randomizes the items you get from champions. So whenever you want to destroy a yellow champion and get a battery, instead it could drop anything. Alright, Spirit of the Night. Yeah, I'm putting it up there. As well as Dead Dove, because they both do the same thing. They both add spectral tears and they both give you flight. That's as simple as that could be. And that is the type of item I would prefer whenever I need a flight item. Little Delirium. Where did I put Little Delirium originally? I don't think I did put Little Delirium. Little Delirium I'm putting in Proceed with Caution. It's a familiar that can transform into other familiars like Meat Boy or Rotten Baby or Dry Baby. It could also turn into BBF and Bob's Brain, and I hate both of those items because they could cause damage to you. That's why it's in D tier. Otherwise, it's very strong, but for a strong item, it still has a chance of hurting you. I'm not a big fan of it. And I know it's 2 familiars that do that within Little Delirium compared to 7 Seals. But again, 7 Seals I'm more comfortable with. I don't like BBF. I cannot stand Bob's Brain. Am I still alive? Okay, I am. Alright. Trisagion. I think Trisagion's great. I think people hate on it too much. It apparently gives you a damage down, but it doesn't say it does. It doesn't look like it does. What it'll do instead, it gives you piercing shots, and this interesting spread blast hits when it hits an enemy. You get slow shot speed, it actually does pretty good damage. I will say it does kill some of the synergies with other items, but it is a good item. I think it's good. Now we got the books. I think we've actually come down to the Devil Deals finally. Books seem easy enough to rank. I'm putting Book of Belial at good. I originally had it as great, but I'm putting it as good. It gives you the devil effect, a straight up damage up in one room. It's solid. If you really need damage, it's there. It's good, and it's a good item for Judas. But even for Judas, it's not really an item you need to keep. There are better books out there that I think is worth keeping over Book of Belial. I will say it is good to have an item like Book of Belial that gives you a higher chance of a devil deal. That's what it does. So yeah, apparently this was a better item back in Vanilla Isaac, but I'd never played it. So the Book of Sin item generator. It can give you a heart, bomb, key, soul heart, black heart, battery, a coin. It gives you a lot of those things. Gives you the loot whenever you need it. It's definitely good, and it could stack itself. It could be great for car battery. Car battery does not affect Book of Belial, so that's why it's partially better. That, and on top of that, Humbling Bundle works with Book of Sin very well. Alright. Next up we got Guppy's Head. Putting it as a great item. Not always pick up. Well, you should always pick it up because it's a Guppy item. But not in the sense of how great of it as a utility item. It's great in the fact that it's one charge and you get 4 flies. That's good. Flies are strong. You know what? No, I take that back. I do think it's an always pick up, and it's better for that sense, for its reliability and such. Alright, Guppy's Paw. Guppy's Paw is a good item. Not great. Unless if you have a lot of red hearts and you need soul hearts, pick it up. If you don't have any red hearts and you just have soul hearts, it's useless. except for the fact that it is a guppy item, it contributes to the guppy transformation. Yeah. Let's put the other guppy items here real quick. I will put Guppy's Collar as always pickup. The 50% chance of resurrecting is nice because it is eternal life in that sense. And Guppy's Hairball, I'm putting it as Proceed with Caution, and here's why. You pick it up, it's meant to be offense, but I cannot say that you should reliably use it as offense. It's the same thing, just pick it up as a guppy item. I don't like how it swings around. I don't think it works that well for me. If it works, it works, but I don't force myself to use it. Necronomicon, I put it as the D tier for some reason. I'm putting it as a C tier. It's good enough. It gives you the Necronomicon effect. Whenever you use it, it's good, but the reason why it's not any higher is because you can do the same thing with black hearts. How do you get black hearts? Well, you can use the Satanic Bible, and the Satanic Bible I will be putting as the always pickup. No, I'm actually putting this as wins runs. Is the Book of Revelations not on here? It doesn't look like it is. Okay, I thought it was an angel item. Satanic Bible gives you a black heart whenever you use it. You can black heart bomb. You know, you can take black hearts, gain black hearts, use car battery, get 2 black hearts. That's why I think it wins runs. And that's why I think it's S tier. Alright. Prayer card gives you an eternal heart. You get a car battery, you get a red heart, you get 2 full charges, you get a red heart. You use the eternal heart, you go next floor, you get a red heart. It's mainly for those who need red hearts. It was great when I first played it. I don't really use it that often anymore, unless if I really want red hearts, then it's there. Alright, and prepare yourself to see the worst Devil Deal item in my mind, the Razor Blade. It's an item that hurts you, an active item. But there's a trade-off. You hurt yourself and you gain damage for that room only. That's why it sucks. And on top of that, the reason why I think it sucks is you lose a red heart to gain an item that also still damages you. Then I'd rather have this be either a shop item with the dull razor or a treasure item. I don't know. I don't think the Razor Blade's good. It's good on Eve because it's a starting item on Eve, but nah, that's about it. The shovel. The shovel's good, not great. I would actually put this at Proceed with Caution. It's great to skip floors and beat the game faster, but you're also going to miss out on a lot of, you know, extra items in that sense. It's good though. I just don't think it's worth picking up as a Devil Deal item. Book of the Dead, also found in Devil Deals. I'm putting Book of the Dead in... I put it as A tier. Put it as B tier instead. It resurrects enemies that you destroyed in a room, and it'll turn into either bone orbitals or bonies. Bony familiars. It's pretty cool. It's a really unique item. Alright. Plan C is clearly a Proceed with Caution item. You use the item once and it kills yourself. The only reason... Well, when you kill yourself, you also get a bunch of items, a bunch of loot. The only reason you should ever use it is if you have an extra life, or if you want to instant dunk a boss in one hit with Plan C. It doesn't work against Delirium though. Alright, Void. One of the best active items, if not the best active item in Binding of Isaac, as it will absorb other active items and contain their properties, or it could turn passive items into raw stat buffs. There's nothing wrong with that, I'd say. the Void is a fantastic item. It's worth to pick up from a Devil Deal. Alright, and speaking of Void, I'm scrolling down and I notice Maw of the Void is not on here. Instead they put 2 Voids. So I'm going to put this Void also in the S tier. This Void right here is actually representing Maw of the Void, a Devil Deal item. That's not listed down here for some reason. Maw of the Void is my personal favorite Devil Deal item. It gives you a raw damage up, and it lets you charge a black ring aura around you. You destroy enemies with it. It does massive damage, and when you do destroy enemies with that black circle, you have a chance of getting a black heart for it. So big fan of Maw of the Void. I'm also a big fan of the nail, which was apparently nerfed in Rebirth or Afterbirth, one of the two. The nail gives you a soul heart, a damage up, and the stompy effect, all in one room. And it just, the only downside it does, it just decreases your speed in that one room. Still, in my mind, fantastic item. You want to reliably get yourself some soul hearts, you can do that, and I think the damage stacks if you use it twice or anything. Alright, Mega Satan Mega Blast. I think this wins runs. I think it's a S tier item. Its charge is just as insane as Delirious, but you shoot a gigantic brimstone laser, and if you clear enough rooms, you could probably just get like 3 more charges left to use it again. Yeah, it's ridiculously powerful, and it's fun to use. Is it fun to always use? Probably not. You know, you don't want to instant win every time, but that's the point of this tier list, is to see which one can help you win runs and which ones I find more reliable. Okay, Sacrificial Altar. I think is a good item. I'm not really too familiar of what claims itself to be a familiar not to be sacrificed for. Basically, you can sacrifice up to 2 familiars, and those 2 familiars will become devil items, no matter where you are sacrificing those. So yeah, it's good in that sense. It's just hard for me to distinguish what contributes as that familiar. Brother Bobby. And where's Sister Maggie? Where is Sister Maggie? Oh, here she is. Okay. Brother Bobby and Sister Maggie, not good items. You see it in item rooms, which baffles me, because they're in devil rooms, which also baffles me because they're as basic as ever as familiars. They just shoot tiers and that's it, in a very slow tier rate. They're not good for a Devil Deal item. They're fine enough in item rooms because they're free and they add DPS. Okay, the Bible. I would say the Bible is good, not great. It gives you flight for one room if you use it. But it's good in the fact that you can actually instant kill Mom and Mom's heart with it. And it lives. Ceremonial Robes, I would say always pick up. When you do pick it up, it gives you soul hearts and it gives you a raw damage up. I'm going to speed through this a little more. Contract from Below. This is a good you know what? No, actually, I'm going to put Contract from Below D tier because it's a good item, but not as good as a Devil Deal item. All it does is just doubles your pickups. Again, I rather just have Humbling Bundle because that kind of does the same thing. So yeah. Dark Bum. Always pick up Dark Bum. Converts 1.5 red hearts into a soul heart. Dark Matter. For me, it's an always pick up. It's just as good as Ceremonial Robes. A raw damage up and fear shots. And I don't mind the fear shots at all. Dead Cat. always pick up. Keep in mind it lowers your red hearts to 1, but it gives you 9 lives, and it does contribute to the Guppy transformation. Alright. Demon Baby, proceed with caution. It does shoot a good amount of tears when it comes close to an enemy. It's an auto-firing familiar, but you have to keep in mind what it could hit, because it can also hit your own bombs. It pushes them away, and you have to be pretty close range to use it. Gimpy, great item. You take enough damage, you have a chance of dropping a soul heart or black heart. Guppy's Tail, I would also say proceed with caution. In some cases, it's a great item, and it does contribute to Guppy, but most of your 90% of the time, you're going to have chest and gold chest appear whenever you clear a room rather than the items themselves. And since it's gold chests, you want to make sure you have enough keys to open those chests. The Blood Baby, or no, Headless Baby, proceed with caution. Unless if you have flight. The game doesn't do a very good job distinguishing your own creep with enemies' creep. Enemies' creep is supposed to be flashing, but it is pretty hard to think about that. Missing page number 2 gives you a black heart, pretty standard, but it does do more damage with the Necronomicon effect. Okay, Pentagram, always pick up. It's a raw damage up, nothing wrong with that. The Mark, same thing, raw damage up. It also gives you a soul heart, and I don't think it is as strong as the Pentagram, I assume. Rotten Baby, I say is a great item. He spits out flies, and flies are really good damage. Sack Dagger, you don't even need tears to make this work. You just use this item, do really well with orbitals, and you can win runs with it. Unless if it's like a faraway boss like Mega Saiyan or something. Horror Babylon, great item. Whenever you're at half a red heart, or in E's case 1 whole red heart, you get a speed up and a damage up, and it's very strong, and I love the Castlevania 2 reference in it. Athame, I'm putting Athame lower than Maw of the Void because I prefer the offensive approach of Maw of the Void. Athame is good though. It will, whenever you take damage, you get that circle from Maw of the Void, and you still get chances of black hearts. Betrayal, proceed with caution, if only because, so basically whenever you take damage, enemies will be charmed, and that means they could attack each other. I say proceed with caution because the charm effect is not that good in this game, because they could still hurt you despite the fact that they're charmed. Black Powder, good item. You move in a circle, and in that circle a pentagram shows out on the ground and damages enemies that are grounded. You do have to put in some work to make it work, but it's okay. Empty Vessel, I am a big fan of. It gives you 2 soul hearts, and whenever you have no red hearts, you get flight, and on top of that, you can get an invincibility shield at randomly. Alright, Multi-Dimensional Baby, it's good. It's not amazing. Your tears will get double damage if it gets shot through Multi-Dimensional Baby. My Shadow, proceed with caution. It's a very mediocre familiar. Whenever you take damage, you spawn a shadow-like familiar to do other damage. Succubus, I love Succubus. S tier for me. It scales with your damage, and whenever you're in the aura of Succubus, your damage is multiplied, and it will move around the room and damage enemies for you. Pair it up with the Jar of Flies. It's a great synergy. Alright, Seven Seals, we've already talked about. Death's List, I say, is great. You destroy enemies in a given order per room, and you either get an extra collectible item or a random stat up. Celtic Cross is also great. Whenever you take damage, you get a chance of getting the invincibility shield. Alright. Shade, I say, is good. It's a familiar that follows you, does ticking damage. Moves pretty fast, though. I think that's kind of an issue. Abaddon removes all of your red hearts, gives you black hearts. It also gives you a fear shot and a straight damage up and speed up, I believe. Really great. It's one of the quintessential like damage ups that you need from Devil Deals. Okay, Brimstone. Always pick up Brimstone. I don't think it's an instant win for Brimstone because of the charge, but it does lose some points with lack of synergy. But it's Brimstone. It is super powerful and it's super cool and it works really well. Death's Touch, I would say, is great. Not always pick up. It's piercing shots. It's a damage up, but it's a tiers down. And I do think that's something that people always take this item for granted. It's not the best piercing item in the world, but it's still very good. Judas' Shadow, I will say, is great. Not necessarily always pick up compared to Dead Cat. It gives you It gives you an extra life. Actually, you know what? I will put this up at the A tier because I don't think I should put it in the same ranking as Lazarus Rags. It gives you higher stats than what Lazarus Rags does, and turns you to Dark Judas. Okay, Little Brimstone is great. It's a hard carry or support item. It's a support carry item. If you're strong enough, you don't necessarily need it, but if you need damage, it's there and it's fantastic. It's helped me out a lot before. Mom's Knife, hate to say it, it wins runs. I get tired of seeing Mom's Knife. I think it's a game killer most of the time. It makes the game boring, but you pick it up and you win. That's all there is to it. It does a massive amount of ticking damage. Alright, Lord of the Pit. Not as good as Spirit of the Night in my mind, and by that all I mean is I prefer Spirit of the Night's spectral tiers compared to the speed up that Lord of the Pit gets. But Lord of the Pit is good. Alright, the Pact. The Pact is also a fantastic always pick up item. Actually, no, I'm going to put this as the S tier because it's one of the best, like, almost all stats up. It gives you a tears up, damage up, and 2 soul hearts. Incubus, I'm also putting in S tier. This might sound weird, but I'm a big fan of Incubus and Succubus. Incubus is essentially a familiar that shoots your tears. Same properties, same damage, same tears rate, everything. It's basically 2020. Eye of Belial. I would say always pick up. I've already mentioned this before. I don't think Death's Touch is the best piercing item. That's because I think Eye of Belial is. You shoot through an enemy, it pierces them, and it also becomes a homing stronger tier and hits the next target. Alright, 3 more items. Dead Bird is good, not great. I prefer Revenge Fly if Revenge Fly was on here, but I don't think the damage Dead Bird does is that great. Alright. Dark Prince's Crown. is not nearly as good as Crown of Light. If you have one red heart and the rest are soul hearts, I believe, you gain some stats up. Most of the time, they're not damage. I think it's like shot speed, tears, and speed. So it's like a weird, like, technical crown. And finally, Mom's Key. I say always pick up Mom's Key because you get more out of treasure chest, and it gives you 2 keys, and you can find other chests with that. Alright, that was exhausting, but I had fun with this, and I am going to post this back on Twitter as a new refined tier list. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I am tired. I hope you enjoyed this though, and I do plan on doing other tiers lists for the Binding of Isaac. I'm putting it on Twitch. I'll see you all next time.